Hey, this is Ricky from the Craft Beer Nation. I am pumped for my first beer review with the Craft Beer Nation. It's been impossible for me to get in front of a camera, but here I am. And I'm even more excited because earlier today I was thinking I really wanted to drink this beer, and why not drink it right here on camera and review it? So the first time Avery released this raspberry sour, 4 cases came to the state of Arizona, and I missed it. And I was a little upset that I missed it because I really wanted to try it. I'm a big fan of these guys. Everything they release is rock solid, and this sounded really good. So just this past weekend, on Friday afternoon, they got 12 more cases came to the Valley. So I rushed over to my liquor store right after work and grabbed a bottle. It's only $13, but every time that I buy their beers, I mean, this is a bomber, and for $12.99, I'm pretty pumped. It's a sour ale aged with raspberries added, aged in oak barrels. It's pretty low ABV, actually. It's only 5.7. But it was bottled, and this scares me a little bit. It was bottled in March of 2016. But really pumped to try this, so I'm going to open it for you right here on air. We're going to talk about what it looks like. We're going to talk about what it smells like. We're going to see what it tastes like. And I am excited to try the raspberry sour. And I'm pumped. I just got my Craft Beer Nation glass in the mail, so thank you to the individual out there that sent that. I owe you a couple of beers. Not as dark as I expected. I don't know why I expect it to be dark, just I guess the use of raspberries. I immediately want it to be a stout. Like I see raspberry sour, and I feel like I want it to be like a raspberry sour stout. But, in the glass, it's not super clear, but it kind of looks like what a traditional sour would look like. I don't have a lot of expectations on the color as much as I do the nose and the flavor. I mean, I immediately want to think that it's going to smell and taste like raspberries. I actually, just yesterday, as a World of Beer, and had 4 different sours from Bear Republic, 2 of which were raspberry. So, when in Rome. So let's see what this puppy smells like. Yeah, raspberry. A lot of raspberry. Like almost like a dark, earthy, roasty's not the word for it, but like it's got some of those malt characteristics, like just an earthy, like fresh picked raspberries. Like, imagine walking into Whole Foods, walking over to the raspberry counter and just grabbing a pile of freshly picked raspberries. I mean, it is fresh too, so I guess I don't expect it to smell much different, and I hope it tastes like this because that smells awesome. And it says on the bottle it's botanicals and barrels, and I'm curious. I don't know if they have a botanicals and barrels like series or a line of beers, but again, I'm a big fan of these guys. It's limited, it's rare, and let's see what it tastes like. Not sour at all. Like there is a hint of sour. So if somebody said to you, "Hey, I like fruit beers, but I don't like sour beers," well, I'm not sure I wouldn't put this past them. The sourness is really disappointing, and I think a part of that is I'm starting to get into sours more and more, and I'm a big fan of a good like lip-sucking sour, and that's not what this is. So I think that somebody that picks this up that thinks, "Oh, this is going to be a sour beer that tastes like raspberries," I get all raspberry flavor, and it's again those malts that I was picking up in the nose. All the back side of my palate is just it's a muted sour that ends with that similar, like you're getting a lot of the barrel. The barrel comes in the finish, and I'm not saying that that's bad. I mean, it's a 4 caps out of 5. I mean, maybe even 4.25 because it's got just the flavor, the lingering raspberry notes, and it's a dark. Roasty is the word I'm going to use. It's not roasty, but that's the word that's coming to my mind. Like I'm tasting a lot of the barrel in the finish, and it's gonna change a little bit. I mean, most sour beers, the first flavor is just all sour, all pucker, and that's not what this is. But I get those sour notes. But if somebody says to me, "Hey, I like fruit beers and I don't like sours," well, try this because it's a fruit sour, but it's not that sour. But the finish is it's almost like I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in a really long time, but that's the finish that I'm getting. Like 5 minutes after I take a drink of a Dr. Pepper, that's those similar notes. I don't even know. I'm trying to figure out what that flavor is, but it has to be coming from the fruit. But I'm a big fan of the flavor. And again, it's super limited. I'm glad I was able to procure a bottle, and I'm just excited to have been able to talk about it with you guys as part of the Craft Beer Nation. And if you do get the chance to find a bottle, even if it's affordable compared to the majority of their limited release beers, and it's something that I would highly recommend doing. So I'm gonna send out my first review and have another sip, and cheers.